Hello boys and girls. Let's talk about high gain guitar tones one more time. And I know that you like it dirty, right? Nothing to be ashamed of. That's okay. You feel like most modern metal tones are too generic, too controlled, not, brutal, evil, disturbing enough. And that's why I'm doing this video, is trying to find some guitar tones that are a little more extreme than what you typically find in modern metal. And today we're going to do that once again by using and abusing this lovely 40-year-old Marshall Plexi. It looks like a typical 2203 JZM 800, but it is a Plexi, believe me. You can see those 4 inputs here. I'm gonna feed this amp with, 4 different, very different guitar pedals, trying to make it sound as nasty as I can. This will be a lot of fun. Stay tuned, let's go. Let's talk about today's rig. I'm once again playing my lovely REVV baritone with EMGs. And yeah, I'm using EMGs today because I want to stay as tight as possible. And those EMGs actually pump less volume and less bass into that amp compared to most passive pickups. It's true. So that means we will get a more mid-focused, tighter sound. That's why I'm playing this guitar. I think it's tuned to B or something. And we're going into a different cabinet today. I got this oversized Marshall cabinet from the Mode 4 series. There will be a video about this one. I will compare this one to the Mesa Boogie oversized, hopefully soon. And right now it is loaded with 2 speakers from Italy, from Jensen. And I'm playing both those speakers at the same time. Yes, I will also do reviews of those speakers because they sound fantastic. This is, the Jensen Nighthawk combined with the Jensen Raptor. You will hear them in a minute. And now let's talk about this amp. And let's talk about the concept of this amp. Because, if you're not familiar with this, it might look weird to have 4 inputs on the amp. But it's pretty simple. So this amp has 2 channels that can be played simultaneously. One bass channel and one treble channel or something. One bright and one dark channel. And each of those 2 channels has 2 inputs. One normal input and one input that I think reduces the input level by 6 dB or something. So you can play the amp cleaner. But there's no reason to play any amp clean in this world, if you ask me. So we're using the hot input. And if you bridge those 2 channels with another patch cable here, you can actually play both channels simultaneously with just one guitar. And that's what I'm doing here. Let's have a listen to those channels. So wait, this is the main channel. And this is already freaking loud, believe me. This is so loud. This is louder than I usually play any other amp here. And right now we're maybe at, around 9 o'clock here. From there on, there's not much happening anymore. It's not getting louder. It's just getting more like fucked up and broken. Yeah, you see, so the sweet spot is right in the beginning. For me, there are like 2 settings. This one. Like this, you can play it quite clean. And then it goes into distortion. So this is one channel. Sounds nice. And the other channel is the bass channel. Sounds like this. Pretty much low end only, very dark. But very important to thicken up the main channel. So let's mix the 2. We start with the main or the bright channel. And add the other one. Yeah, then we have the EQs, but they do pretty much nothing. Passive EQs, and they are very passive. So just crank, leave them open. This is the mid knob. Hardly anything happening. Not important. Basically, we have 2 settings, right? depending on how much we crank the volume. So we got a cleaner setting. And then a more distorted and a little brighter setting. And we will try both settings with all the pedals we have. The first pedal I want to try is the pedal I tried last week. Do you remember my video from last week where I was testing this lovely driftwood amp? That sounds fantastic, but of course a lot cleaner. Not what we want today. And I was showing you the Marshall together with the OHMYGOAT pedal from Klirrton that I designed with Klirrton, a high gain pedal. And yeah, I got a lot of comments that you want to hear more of this. So let's start with this pedal. The OHMYGOAT is a very modern sounding, over the top distorted, but very clean and tight and brutal and nasty sounding distortion pedal that at the same time is not trying to sound like a tube amp. I've done a whole video about it. You can look it up. Whatever. This is the OHMYGOAT. One thing you have to remember, if you play two distortions at the same time, so this is a high gain distortion pedal and the Marshall is already not clean at all, it is important to play with both the distortion and to play also with the output level of the pedal, because depending on how hard you drive the Marshall, it will sound differently. So let's add a lot of gain and level at 0. And you see the sound changes depending on how much I pump into that amp. Here it sounds cleaner and thinner. And here it changes. You get a lot more low end and a lovely broken mid-range. If I continue now, it just sounds more fucked up. So with the output level of the OHMYGOAT, you can determine how tight you want to have the sound. Can we get a little more bass? No. That's nasty, don't you think? That sounds like a mid-tunnel. That sounds like a controlled version of a fully cranked amp. Have you ever heard a fully cranked amp? Not good for a tight metal normally. It has that telephone-ish frequency range. You know, the highs disappear, the lows get really fuzzy and compressed and also get into the background, and the mids just sound very prominent and kind of broken, over the top, saturated, kind of weird. I don't like that for a modern metal. And this already sounds a little bit like that, but more like a controlled version of this. So listen, it's almost only mids. And the palm mutes are tight enough, but they also have that fuzzy in the mids. So a very interesting sound, tight enough, but kind of broken sounding. It has the Marshall genes, so to say, but sounds a little more punk rock and a little more fucked up and destroyed. And yeah, mids in your face. Very nice. So let's check out the next pedal. The next pedal is the REVV G-Series pedal, the purple one. I haven't used that one before. And with this one, I want to go back to the clean setting of the amp. Let's do that. Because that works a lot better. Once again, I will start with a level at 0 and yeah, fade it in. Oh, here it already starts falling apart. More gain. So that distortion is less brutal and more sophisticated compared to the Oh My Goat. But I want more gain. And more highs. Aha. It's kind of like the same mid-tunnel, like the Oh My Goat, but the distortion is just nicer and a little more expensive sounding, but not as brutal. So that is like the tamed version of the Oh My Goat. It plays really, really nice because the distortion, I don't know, it just melts a little better with the amp and it sounds a little more natural, but yeah, not as brutal, not as nasty. The low end is more compressed and not as tight. Yeah, just a little nicer. Do we want nice today? Not really. Nice pedal though, nice combination, very usable, but I think we want something more dirty. So let's move on to the next pedal, and that is a legendary pedal, a real classic, the RAT, the Proco RAT. I really like that pedal, a classic, right? It just blends really nice with any already hot or dirty sounding amp. And it works on a lot of instruments. I'm using it on vocals sometimes, I'm using it on Hammond organs. It's just a classic sound. Not the tightest distortion though, so not a real modern metal distortion, but let's see what we can do. I'm gonna experiment. Oh, that low end is nice. Maybe turn off the volume a little bit. Let's play with the 2 channels. Now you can get something cleaner like this. I just start playing like vintage Doom riff. Because things start to sound so fuzzy in a nice way. Nowhere as precise as the other examples. Especially the note separation. But balls, balls, balls. I have an idea. Let me add a Tubescreamer, because if you want to get something tighter, a Tubescreamer always helps. Quang quang! That's a good sound. A lot of character in those palm mutes. And that's what we want, right? When we think about like dirty, non-generic metal tones, we want those slimy palm mutes. Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm gonna use that sound in the future. Maybe I should move the microphones a little to make it sound a little brighter. I'm too lazy to do that now, but like the combination of character and tightness is great here. Hope you can hear that. All right, let's move on to the last pedal, and that is a wild card, but really, really interesting. This is a super cheap, or let's say affordable pedal that I bought, I think on Amazon for 20 bucks or something. But I can recommend this one. It is from a Chinese company called Donner. Donner. And Donner means thunder in German, so that's a cool name. Donner. It's one of those mini fuzz pedals. I don't know if it's a Big Muff clone or something, I don't know. But it just works. It just works. It works here, and it also works elsewhere. Like, do you remember the video I did about blending distortion and fuzz pedals? So if you want to try that, and I got a lot of messages from you that you want to try that, this is a affordable pedal that you can get to try that. It works like that. So if you don't want to spend whatever 200 bucks on a fuzz pedal just to try, if you want to blend it with distortion, buy something like this because it's really cool for this. My recommendation. I'll put a link, an Amazon link or something down here. Check out that Donner, I don't even know the name, Donner Fuzz. So in this case, it's a little different. Let's check it out. So you can get a fuzzy sound like this. Sounds nice, but you can do something even cooler. If you close the filter on the pedal, like entirely, you get a lot of low end. Then add a Tubescreamer. I like that. Again, the speakers could be mic'd a little more bright. It sound a little more open, but I like that distortion and I like that fuzzy low end because it's still tight enough. Nice! This is also a sound that can be blended in the studio really easily, just to thicken up a guitar track. So if you have your normal, whatever, driftwood track or something, and then you add like... you will get a touch of fuzz and that blurry low end that makes things sound more interesting. So after this quick and dirty experiment, I have to say, a Plexi is still an interesting amp because it takes the pedals so well and you never know what's gonna happen exactly, and it really depends on the settings, on the levels on the pedal and the levels on the volume here on the amp, on which channels you use and how you blend them. But you will be rewarded with some, let's say it, modern yet vintage sounding tones, and you can really play with the different characters of distortion that different pedals will give you. We have heard the OHMYGOAT, which is now together with a Plexi is like a mixture of that AC/DC distortion and a very tight gent distortion in a way. Kind of interesting. We've heard the RAT. I think that's my favorite here because, I don't know, it's a marriage between that doom fuzzy low end and something modern. We've heard the REVV pedal, which was also interesting, and we've heard that very affordable Donner fuzz pedal, which had the most amazing low end ever, and I think will be used here a lot to blend different guitar tracks together. This was a very interesting experiment. The next thing I might do is I want to compare this Marshall to my Bugera 1960, which is also a Plexi copy. I haven't really done that. Maybe you want to see this, you let me know. Yeah, this was my very quick and dirty video. Spontaneous. Grab 4 pedals, grab a beer, make a video. You, as usual, you let me know what you want to see next. You let me know which amps you want me to test or what you want me to talk about. guitars, drums, bass, vocals, productions, whatever. I will put a lot of links down here to all the gear I have used, if it's available, but I think so. Everything should be available. Yeah, get some pedals, get some amps. Yeah, of course, this amp is not available anymore. But I think, are they doing like a Plexi reissue or something, Marshall? I'm sure they do. If they do, I will put a link in the description. What else? Yeah, if you like these videos, you know what you have to do, right? Yeah. Subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell, ding dong, so you don't miss my videos, as usual, you know. And one thing I forgot to say is that my dear friend Jan Jansson from the band All Will Know gave me that Marshall amp so I could check it out. It's his amp, and I'm very grateful that I can use it. So thank you very much, Jan. I will put a link to his band All Will Know into the description so you can check it out. Thanks. You will find a link down there to my email list. You know, most of you, I guess, are already on my email list. You have sold your soul to the devil. So you will get a lot of inclusive. That means you will get a lot of exclusive information. And sometimes I do those very famous Beer with Kohle videos where that are just for you. Private videos. I'm not naked there. I'm not naked. I'm just drinking beer. And and you can leave comments and I will talk to you. I tried to answer all the comments. Last time it was really nice because I think it was like 700 of you or 800 watching the video. A lot of comments. It was so cool to see where you all come from, which equipment you play, because all you guitar players are so different, you know. A lot of digital guys, but also a lot of tube amp freaks, you know. Very interesting, very cool. So let's do that again. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I love you all. See you in hell, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.